Hey, what's up, Facebook? Happy weekend. Back again for another episode with your boy Eric, which is who I am. Raw Chronicles, episode number 5. What's going on? For those that don't know me, my name is Eric D. Taylor Best. I'm a cool dude. I create videos, I share different content, and I create a safe space where people can come and chat and just talk about whatever. And I also create videos myself where I just share my thoughts with the world, which is what I'm about to do with you right now. One of the topics I would like to discuss with you is emotional intelligence. I know you always hear about people mention the word emotional intelligence and may not have a direct understanding of all that entails emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is when you and an individual are interacting in an exchange. Let's just say, you getting to know me, we dating, we trying to establish a friendship. I expect you, I hope that you have some kind of emotional intelligence where you're able to discern if I'm going through or experiencing different things. Like, for instance, earlier today, I had to block somebody that, I was communicating with for quite some time. Well, not really quite some time. The person didn't even live here in the state, but, we didn't really talk on the phone, and there was kind of like a language barrier too, to be totally honest with you. But I have this thing in general. If you and I are communicating and there is a conflict that arises between me and you, I text you on your phone or DM you and send you a message. You got an iPhone. You on Facebook, you on DM. So I had a capability to be able to see when you read the message, whether I have a red receipt on or not. So me and you come to a roadblock. I mentioned to you, hey, yo, what's up? There's some things that, happened earlier today or whatever that I didn't like that you said, or yada, whatever it is that I, bring to you. What I've always seen is when there's a roadblock or a conflict between us, why do you back up and get quiet? For example, I'm texting you, I'm letting you know, hey, I feel some kind of way about whatever. I see that you read the message. You don't reply back with no type of defense. You're not trying to de-escalate how I feel at the current moment. You just reading. I'm sitting here, got my phone, and I'm witnessing you just reading all my messages and you not saying anything. I've experienced it also in person with people, like in a romantic capacity. If you and I have a disagreement, I need you to already have your tools already in here. You know what I'm saying? You're a gun owner, right? You go through training. It's like, I need you to understand to train your emotional intelligence that you should have already. Meaning, it's like when a situation arises, why do you go in slow motion and kind of take a kiddie break? I'm verbalizing, telling you about whatever it is the conflict is, and how I feel at the moment about whatever it is that we dealing with. I'm sitting here, listening at, you sitting here listening at me, and, pour my heart out or express myself. And instead of you inserting yourself, respectfully, trying to de-escalate the situation or whatever, you stand all the way back. You basically go sit in the dugout like you at a baseball game. It's like that type of mindset. Let's just say that this is your mindset, how you process things. When you get into a conflict with somebody, what you do is shut down and don't say anything. I already know right off the rip, even if we don't know each other, me and you could never be friends. We could never interact on any kind of romantic level, because anything small where you got to go to the dugout and that's your thought process, anything big, you gonna do me the same way. I could had a tragic car accident or any other scenario that I need you to be alert and engage in instantly, but your thought process is you go take a 20-30 minute break during the scenario until you I'm not sure whether you don't have the tools, whether you got to go gather your thoughts, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work with me. In my personal opinion, I feel like you should have, definitely as a grown man or an adult, you should already have those tools in place. When you're interacting with people, you're going to have disagreements. What happens when that person don't agree with you? So is that what you do, is just shut down, go to sleep, go to the dugout every time? I need you to be able to come forward. I don't need you to be in slow motion. Me and you, having words, or we having an exchange about something that happened. You need to be a little bit more quick with your approach with how you gonna handle the situation. That taking a nap during the scenario, that's not gonna work. I just think that it's just, I don't know whether that is like a cop out, whether you need time or whatever, but it's like I need you to grow up. That's part of emotional maturity. You're able to spot something, discern it, and you already know how to press and move forward, not take a break like a 12-year-old, then you come back the next day with all these different points. It's like, so that's my topic today, is emotional intelligence. How emotionally intelligent would you say that you are in handling conflict situations? How do you de-escalate a situation? Do you go to the dugout? Do you take a 10-minute break, then you come back? Because to me, that whole thought process of when you get into any kind of situation, you go take a break. Would you do that if somebody break into your house? Would you go rest, go take a break 15 minutes, then come back and decide what you're going to do? That's the whole thing. It's like, I need you to be awake. I need you to be engaged and alert. You're reading the messages on the DM. You're reading the messages on your phone. Why is it taking you so long to respond? What that does is your silence does nothing but make my meter just escalate even higher. Once my eyes get receipt that you reading it and you basically gonna go take a nap, that's the end between me and you. That thought process, my brother, that's not gonna work for me. That's not gonna work. I need you to be awake. To me, that's just kind of like somebody going to sleep when conflict arises. I need you to be skilled in conflict resolution. Not being a coward and go take a break and go take a nap. It's like, now I need you to, your response times. Like when you call 911, I need you to pick up your response time with situations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether you're stupid, narcissistic, or just not used to handling situations. Like, even before you meet somebody, to me, in my opinion, you should already have those tools already in place. It shouldn't be where something happened and it got to take you like days. It's like you moving in slow motion to decide what to say. It's like, come on now. That's my whole issue. I'm all about emotional intelligence. I don't know whether you gotta Google it, get a grasp, a clear understanding. But yes, this is why it's difficult for me to establish healthy friendships and relationships, because I can't meet nobody that understand emotional intelligence. Common sense will tell you, if you hanging around me, you talking to me on the phone, we engaging on Facebook, it's like common sense. You can't, as a human being, you can't feel like if I'm going through something. I don't know whether you just don't give a fuck or whether you just stupid and do not know how to navigate when a conflict arises. I can't tell that whole, and I don't know whether this is more from the older community or young, but I've just seen it all over. Every time something happen, you run away like a pussy. I don't understand that. But that's my thing. But that's all I wanted to share basically with you. That was the gist of today is emotional intelligence. I would really love, that our community just in general was more emotionally intelligent to one another. This is why our community, in my opinion, is just so fractured now, and we can't communicate with each other properly because the whole bulk of it lies in that whole lack of understanding of emotional intelligence. You don't understand your brother, your sister, your mate, your partner, whatever. It's just I don't get it. So that's my thing. So I just wanted to share that. I want everybody to have a great weekend. I appreciate your time listening or whatever. As always, I'm gonna do the Mary Jane and get into my Zen as always. But yeah, I come here, chat, express different thoughts out here in the atmosphere, in the universe, or whatever. And I appreciate it. It comes back, and it's definitely heard. See, I need you to give me everything that I'm missing at home. Have a good day.